Welcome to DBC Diaries, episode 26. I'm Josh here with Dream Body Clinic, and today you're going to see one of our returning patients named Anna. So she came down because her brother had come down initially, told her how great things went for him, and she came. So her main issue has been ulcerative colitis, but she found a lot of other benefits from the stem cell IV treatment, which she's going to explain in this video. So stay tuned. Follow Anna's journey here to Dream Body Clinic in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, getting stem cell therapy. This is her second time here, and she just goes into how much the stem cells have helped her. She's back again just to sort of a touch-up, help her continue to feel well, and continue this healing journey that she's on. So follow this. I'm Josh, happy to help.
Estamos aquí en el aeropuerto para esperar a la familia Pucel y un miembro de esa familia llegará un poco más tarde.
DBC Diaries Day 1. Today is arrival day, so Anna is flying in. Her flight got in a bit before Beth and Kevin's flight. They all were coming together for treatment. This video you'll just see Anna's treatment, but the next episode you'll actually learn more about the results that Beth and Kevin had. So this is arrival. You land, you go through customs, you then go through baggage claim, get your baggage, and then you go through, call it the gauntlet, where you've got all the timeshare people and such trying to get you to go with them. Just ignore them, keep your head down, go through, get into the main airport, and you'll see the information booth, and that's where our driver will be waiting. They're always wearing a polo shirt with the DBC logo, and they've got a folder with a copy of your itinerary. You will have your itinerary well before you arrive, but we always like to give people a paper copy just to have on hand. Once that's done, gonna get them a taxi to their hotel, and they can go rest for the rest of the day. DBC Diaries Day 2. Today's blood work. So Anna's coming in and we're gonna take blood samples, get everything checked out there, check blood pressure, check like height, weight, all those things. And when that's done, we go upstairs and we take care of payment with our administration team. They're gonna go through everything. They've got the invoice. We take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, cash, cryptocurrencies. We've been taking cryptos for well over 8 years now, and a lot of people paying that. So we've got lots of options here, and it's very simple and straightforward to take care of payment, get the cells ready for treatment for the next day. DBC Diaries Day 3. Today is treatment day. So Anna's coming in, again, with Kevin and Beth. They're all doing treatment at the same time, but today we're focused on Anna. And go through everything with the doctors, go line by line through her blood work so she understands exactly where she is now versus where she was before. This is always really fun for patients because our doctors do such a great job of explaining it all and really showing, like on paper, how the improvements went, if there are improvements with the blood work because of issues like ulcerative colitis. You can typically see that. So we go through all that, then we start with the IV. It's super simple. You sit there, there's a quick drip, goes through your system, and the stem cells start guiding the repair process. They seek out inflammation, they guide the removal of scar tissue, then heal the underlying tissue. Or for like an autoimmune disease such as ulcerative colitis, they interact with the immune cells in the bloodstream. They send out special cytokines that essentially reprogram those cells to stop attacking the body and start protecting. And that's what they did for Anna. Helped her out a ton with that. Now she's gonna share her experience, her results, and she went into a lot of detail. She had a whole notebook full of info here, so it's a pretty long interview, a lot of stuff she's gonna explain, so stay tuned for that, and if you can go from there.
Y después de su tratamiento IV, la paciente Beth vendrá a uno de nuestros cuartos de estéticos, donde se realizará su tratamiento facial, en el cual obtendrá 20 millones de células madres, además de su PRP.
Hi, this is Josh, Dream Body Clinic. Welcome to DBC Diaries, episode 26. So today I'm here with Anna, here with Beth, here with Daniel, and returning patients, and they were happy enough to share their experience with us, kind of where things are at. So, I mean, Anna, how long, when were you here last?
I was here March 27th
Got
and
it.
28th, yes.
So it hasn't been that long. You were here and we did
6 months.
200 million IV, right?
That's right.
All right, and what did you come for initially? Was there any specific issue or what was going on?
I came for a number of reasons, but particularly I had watched my brother Daryl and his wife, Linda. They had gone for maybe 130 million 4 or 5 years ago. And I watched my brother go from having real difficulty communicating, really to, I mean, he had some congestive heart failure issues.
Okay.
And so I watched the impact of that on him, and it just was like night and day. Within 3 or 4 months after he had had the infusion, he was being able to talk. And now this man, well, you've met him.
Yeah.
You've met him. He's very articulate. He's bright. He's on fire. He can just do whatever needs to be done. And that was extraordinarily impressive to me. Mm-hmm. And our chiropractor had told us about stem cells, and so I just went, I want them, and I want them, and I want them now.
Okay.
And so when I came, I know that what happens with health issues. I have a master's in human development, and I've watched many people, like, we forget how much pain we were in or what the issues were. And so I made a list before I came my first time here.
Okay.
Of a whole bunch of things. I didn't know what it was going to fix.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really cool. But the big issue for me is ulcerative colitis. That was, I was being treated with Remicade, heavy duty infusions, like every 8 weeks. And we didn't tell you that.
That's not good.
It would have been nice if I had told you that, right?
This is a good point. We do need people to tell us everything because, you gotta, like, we had a guy last week who had heart issues he didn't tell us about.
Oh.
And everything's good, but, you'd have to be aware of these sort of things. I mean, it depends on how fast we do the drip, all of that. So, yeah.
Well, one of the things that I've been impressed by your clinic is that you are very meticulous. Well, you have taking the blood work, and then you have the doctor explaining to us what all of that means, and that was really helpful. And so here I am getting my second set of stem cells, and there's been some improvement in my markers, and I'm really appreciative.
Excellent.
But what happened for me, after I got my stem cells 6 months ago, I started feeling really great. I mean, just really great. My joints didn't ache anymore when I would get up. The sleep that I used to have was very disruptive. Like, I would be waking up every 3 hours or something like that. My sleep started going really nice and smooth. I had no symptoms whatsoever from my ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
I was in remission before I got here.
Yeah.
But they really improved. And I don't need to go into all of the details.
Are you still taking the Remicade?
No, I'm not taking the Remicade. No,
Good.
because I held off. I was supposed to be taking it every 8 weeks, and I finally, I think it was about 8 weeks after that I was here that I had another infusion and got really sick.
Okay.
Like for a week, I was really sick. Then I was sicker than, it's like almost having the flu. And I knew it wasn't the flu. I knew it was a direct response from the Remicade. And I called you up.
Yeah.
And I said, is this normal? And to have that kind of a strong reaction to the medication that had been helping me, had been keeping me in remission. But part of the reason why I wanted to do the stem cells was I didn't want to take Remicade for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So...
and that was your last infusion of it?
And that was my last infusion of it. And I have no symptoms. I mean, just none. I'm just... really, 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 really pleased. And
that's awesome. Well, that's a good point, actually, if you don't mind for a second, is that, with a lot of issues like ulcerative colitis, say, with MS, type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, people are on a lot of medications for these. And we tell people to stay on them, actually, because stem cells aren't instant, right? Typically 3 to 6 months is kind of peak results. So it's either more of a weaning off, or you take the medication and all of a sudden it starts reacting like as if you didn't have the issue, when there's a lot of side effects if that's the case. I'd say I see it the most prominent in like thyroid issues, because if your thyroid's off, oh wow, you can tell with the medicines. So we have people with like Hashimoto's, and a month or two down the road, like, they're not sleeping, or they're having crazy effects from the medication that was making them feel better before, like you with the Remicade. I mean, that's probably why you started having those symptoms, was because you didn't need it anymore. But you have to keep taking it until you're to that point. Some people want to go cold turkey right away, and that can lead to issues too, because you may still need that medicine. So it's a bit of a balance, I guess, is the point.
Well, I called my doctor and told him that I had that kind of a reaction, and I wanted to be off. And that I had received the stem cells.
Oh, okay.
And he just was fine. And I gave him the option not to be my doctor anymore. That's what I expected him to say.
Interesting. Okay.
And instead, he just said, well, I'd love to hear how it's going. Come in
awesome.
and talk. So I'm willing to do that. But I wanted to wait until I came back here and got some more.
Oh, cool.
So I wanted to just tell you some of the other results, if you're okay with that. The doctor this morning told me that when you get the infusion of stem cells, that it repairs nerve damage, and I didn't realize that. But I had frostbitten toes on the underside of my feet.
Oh wow.
And they were, and it was significant, know. And I am seeing and I'm feeling sensation coming back into those toes, and I'm seeing improvement on a kind of weekly, monthly basis. Wow. It's mind-boggling. I didn't expect that.
How long have you been dealing with that for?
I have had it about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And then I've had some damage on my left shoulder and my right shoulder. And so before, when I would be driving my car, literally over a longer period of time, my arms would go numb from holding my hands up like this, That's not happening now.
Cool.
Isn't it just so cool? So I told you about the sleep, and I've had mysterious fevers ever since I took COVID injections, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I believe just wholeheartedly that my body just says, no, this was not good for you. And so that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Since that will leave me achy and fatiguey. And I've only had one of those episodes since.
Really?
And before it was doing it like once a month or once every other month. So that I'm really grateful for.
No, we've seen a lot of people with like bad reactions from the different COVID shots that it's helped tremendously. So that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm great. I told you about the sleep, and I'm being treated for mild depression, and I'm just noticing that. Well,
you seem pretty happy.
I'm really happy.
I haven't seen the depression. I don't know.
Is your qualification for depression like you smile once a day?
No, so that's been significantly improved.
Oh, that's huge. That's awesome.
So I think so too. I really think so. Now in June, I wrote a whole bunch of things here. Oh, I didn't say about the joints. I said just a moment ago, but I'm older. I'm 76 years old, and I had gotten to a point where my joints, everything would ache when I would get up. When I would get up from sitting on the couch or sitting in a chair, and I'd have to hold it to not moan and groan out loud, And now there's just nothing. I just pop up and go, okay, this is really cool. And I had arthritis in my fingers, and I'm not noticing any pain whatsoever in my fingers. And so, let's see if there's anything else. Well, that's a lot.
That's a heck of a lot. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I'm really, really, really thrilled. I will say, when I came originally, I was thinking that stem cells would be magic and fix everything in my whole world.
They're not magic.
Then they are not magic. And because what I still need to do is to take responsibility for the choices that I make, like making sure that I get regular and good sleep, or eating good food, or getting the exercise. I can't just rely on the stem cells to make me great for the rest of my life without being self-responsible.
Yeah.
And, there's a part of me that had hoped that it would just fix everything. Oh, and I didn't say to you, the biggest reason I wanted to come was because I wanted to have better brain functioning.
Yeah.
I have lost a lot of short-term memory as I got older. I don't think as quickly and as fast. And I've seen a substantive improvement in that awesome. As well.
Yeah, and we just did the IV again, right? We did 100 million today?
Yep, 100 million.
And we were just talking actually about that, is that when we first go, we put in some melatonin and some DMSO. And it helps break down the blood-brain barrier for about 30 minutes, makes it easier to pass, right? So it's the last spot that it hits when you do an IV. It goes straight to the heart, then the lungs. About 70-80% gets stuck in the lungs for a few hours, right? So a lot gets stuck there, some pass through to the lungs, so you lose a lot there. Well, you don't lose them, they still get put to good use, but they might not continue on the bloodstream. Then the organs, and a lot find organs that need repair, and then the brain's the last stop. So it gets the fewest amount from an IV, but it's tough. I mean, they have to be able to pass the blood-brain barrier, and they can kind of, they get kind of like oblong looking. They sneak under like a mouse under a door and can sneak through and start working via different, I think it's, I'm going to put it on the website. I've got a whole breakdown of how this works, but you do get some there. Not a lot, but some, so that's why we do that, to try to get more there, help hit from every angle. Again, they're not magic, but if you're doing an IV, you want it to hit everywhere, and it sounds like it hit just about everywhere for you. So
it did.
That's great.
Yep. I'm really, really happy. This is an incredible clinic. It's so professional. Your staff is fabulous. I mean, and a lot of people are really afraid. I won't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. A lot of men are really afraid of needles. Women too, but I've seen
it's funny. It's always the big tough guys with all the tattoos that are the biggest babies with the IVs. Every time.
But your nurses are unbelievable. I mean, you almost can't even feel that needle going in.
They're really good with it. And then we just got those new like vein finders too that uses like the ultraviolet light to double check, because the tough is when people have rolling veins. That can happen, but now we've got that monitor where we can actually do it in real time. So, but yeah, they get complimented on the stick for the IV probably daily. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, well, one of them said to us yesterday that, you know, that they're interchangeable. They're so good that you don't need to ask for one in particular because
they're all really amazing at it. But they take the time. The doctors do a great job of helping them to make sure. They're always good with the training and stuff, because again, we're kind of from the same area. You're from Mount Vernon. I'm from Woodinville up there in the Northwest, and I used to drive up there to play soccer every weekend, actually. I know people's perception of Mexico, and then I know what the doctors are like and the nurses, and they're great, but it's for whatever reason they can't ever seem to stick a vein to it's like you feel like they're doing it on purpose.
I've been in lots of hospitals and lots of doctors been in, lots of nurses have stuck me, and this is the best.
Practice on someone else.
This was the best place in the world. I mean, it's just incredible. I don't usually give wholehearted testimonials and appreciation, but this place just blows my mind with the cleanliness. Your equipment is in pristine shape. Everything is just beautiful, and I feel very comfortable here. I feel like I know I'm going to be taken care of well. I mean, they even gave me a blankie.
I think they have the logo somewhere. Yeah, they're like customized blanket. My wife's a perfectionist, and it's the best thing because everything she makes as perfect as possible. So it works out really well.
I am so grateful that you were willing to do this.
Thank you.
You were willing to establish this clinic and hire such fabulous staff. She is marvelous. So anyway.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah. All right. Then do you guys want to do that or no? She handled it?
Got it.
Okay, no, I just have to ask. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Well, Anna, thank you so much. So if you at home would like to learn more about stem cell therapies, how they can help you, how they work, go to www.dreambody.clinic. Scroll down, all the treatments are listed. They got info, prices, everything's there. And then you can call us toll free anytime at 833-445-9089. I'm Josh, happy to help. DBC Diaries Day 4, Departure Day. So the trip is done. It's a quick 4-day trip if you're doing an IV. If they were doing joints, which they didn't, we'd be looking at like a 5-day trip. So the time you have to be in Puerto Vallarta all depends on which treatments we're doing, but it's very simple. Our drivers pick patients up from their hotel or accommodations. We take them to the airport. We've got really nice Ford Expeditions that have tons of room to accommodate patients. Get them there and wish them a bon voyage. So from there, people go home and we give everyone my personal phone number. This way, if they've got any questions, they need anything, they can call Josh, that's me directly, and we can get them on the phone with the doctors if they have doctor-specific questions or anything. You know, it's real follow-up. There's not much to follow up with stem cells. They either work or they don't. It's very rare that they don't, and that's why people have the direct phone number. They can ask any questions anytime. Makes it really simple. Fortunately, there's virtually no downside or side effects to stem cells, so it's super easy. So we always got to keep that line open for our patients so they can contact us anytime. If you would like to learn more about stem cell therapy, or different medical type treatments such as hormone replacement therapies, human growth hormone. We do that all here at Dream Body Clinic. You can call us toll free anytime at 833-445-9089, or you can check out the website at www.dreambody.clinic. Scroll down on the homepage, check out the different treatments. You click them, they'll open up. They've got all the information, prices, studies, everything is there. You can call us, interact with us anytime. I'm Josh, happy to help.